Hey guys, Jeremy, DJM another wonderful video. I was going to go over the Mini this time. It has my chassis, my axles, and like all my other cars, the skid and the transmission are one piece. It's made to the skid plate, and then it just fits that carbon motor plate in there. You can see the Mini is really tight, so instead of a nut going all the way through, it kind of presses in. And then this one, no nut, it just gets a screw. I think with it has been fine. So with a screw here and a nut, and then the motor screws go all the way through, this just kind of holds it in place. But I mean, it grips really good too. So the link mount goes up into the transmission. It fits in there like a nice and snug. Lightened up the skid as much as I could. Weighs like, I don't know, by the skid in the case weigh like, I don't know, like 6 grams, 7 grams with the carbon motor plate. Super light. And then so I guess we'll start at the back. We'll start at the chassis. The production chassis, I raised the rails, I think 5 millimeters, and then I adjusted the link holes. Like, you don't use these top ones, it sucks if you've used those, so I get rid of those and then tightened up the spacing between the other ones. And I moved them out, so you have rod end clearance. This is pretty tight right here. But I wanted the links as close to the same uppers and lower lengthwise as possible. I think that's important because on a portal car, if your uppers and lowers are different lengths, the pinion rotates up and down, which doesn't really matter on a straight axle car. I mean, it has other effects, but if the portal car, if the axle rotates, it changes your wheelbase a lot. And you don't want your car to get super short and then super long. You want it to stay pretty close, because like if you're up trying to reach for something, your 9-inch car is now 8.5 inches long, and that sucks. So try and keep it so it stays about 9 through the travel. So I like to keep the links as close to the same as possible, which they're really close. I think they're within like 2-3 millimeters. This is my portal axle. It uses Capra portal boxes. Any 5mm shafts, so you can just cut Capra shafts down, and then it uses a F10 Vanquish diff. I think they're a really cool way to package. They're a little bulky, but they're super strong, super light, and they work really well. So uses that, and then you have to shave the plastic down, so if you want the clearance. If you just want to let it hang up, you know, you do you. But and then so I pushed these mounts in as close as I could get them to the housing, so you can keep your links. You don't want so much triangulation. These are short links. You don't want like massive triangulation. That's not good. So push these in as much as possible, and then so you can run you could run them wherever you wanted, right? But and then these axles are super narrow, so I'm 8 1/4 in the back and 8 1/2 outside the tire in the front. I don't think you can, and I could go narrow. I could go a lot narrower actually. I think I have like 12mm hubs in there or something. Pretty decent size. They're old brewed magnesium hubs in the back. All right, got some, just trying to get it going, so got some Amazon drive shafts. Just standard old 80mm Dlux shocks, no limiters, no nothing, just build them up. These are like all my cars, these spring cups. I print them. They're like, have a big bevel inside, so they can fit really far up onto a rod end. They don't hit, and then they're only wide enough to catch the spring. you never have spring bind, so you never have very much pressure pushing, so you don't need like a huge lip here. They're just enough, so you have a ton of clearance. You can get them super close to the focus. You can get them, anyways, you can get them super close to the chassis if you need to. I just zip tie this because I'm lazy. Like all my other cars, it requires a Stumpy. Can't pretty much fit anything else in there. Another Amazon drive shaft. And the front axle, try and keep everything as low as possible. It's tough on a Mini. Same, my front axle. These printed knuckles are hard to see, but they have been holding up extremely well. They've taken 2 solid 12-foot drops right, like bam, right onto the front tire, and they haven't broke, which is surprising. I also was very skeptical about printed housings, so I give this car to my 7-year-old daughter quite often, and she just pins it and lets it like just bounce through rocks. She's busted like I don't know how many wheels off of it, but no axle, anything. Pretty good. Let's see, tons of clearance. Pin to pin, the front axle is 175 millimeters and the back is 169. I didn't sleeve these or anything. It's I think it adds a lot of like tedious work that I don't think a lot of people want to do, including me. So like the back ones, the axle shaft itself kind of acts as a brace. The center hole is only like 5.7, which is just enough to fit an axle in there. And so the axle kind of acts as a brace. Same thing on the front. They're barely enough to fit like a 5mm Dlux shaft in there. They just slip in. And but then the front gets a lot more pressure, so this carbon plate kind of acts as a brace also. So there's the screws go all the way through from the bottom. 1, 2, 3. They go up through the carbon plate. So then the plate's the full width of the front axle. So it's been super reliable, to be honest with you. Saying it uses the F10 front. The cool thing about the F10 front too is the link mount is like made into the diff, so you can really get these narrowed up and still fit a servo right there. That was my like main requirement with making a portable front axle. Plastic, I wanted to slip, which I mean I've driven this car a ton and there's hardly any scratches. The servo looks like it drags, but the axles don't hit very often. Same thing, uses F10 center, capper, everything else. You just have to narrow the shafts. I think I have like 12mm hubs in the front too, with Dlux portal covers. Best servo you can get. Shift. Best ESCs. Hypers. That's pretty much all I run these days. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, the wheels. They're just this little printed barrel. They weigh like 2 grams maybe. And then the carbon face just bolts on. So I did that because I hate cutting tires off. So this way, these are pretty cheap. So if you don't want to spend the time to cut the tires off, you just make sure you use glue to this. So I glue the tire to this completely, and then I bolt the face on when I'm done. So this is the outside. It's really thin, so you got to make sure you glue to the barrel and not just the flange. And then the back, I only put 4 dots. Dot, 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 dot. That way, if I need to change foam, it's really easy to trim it. Or like, if I wear these out, I'm just gonna throw the barrel and the tire away. So I just like cut the 4 little parses off the back, pull the foam out, and then just throw this away, and then I'll just get a new one of these. I make these are like not very expensive. So yeah, that's the setup. I think the car, it's funny, this car is heavier than my Ultralite Pro. This car's like, I think it's 3 pounds 2 ounces, 3 pounds 3 ounces. It's no weight added other than the Dlux. Like, they're super heavy portal covers. Cool. Thanks for watching.